Good morning, you stories, neeks, geeks. What? Great start. Right. Okay. So, as you know, we don't do any editing, so we'll let it rock. So today's podcast is something that I've made a mistake. I've made a massive mistake, a massive oversight, and now we're paying for it as a company. And I'm going to tell you what that mistake is. And hopefully, by me telling you that mistake, then maybe you might not make this mistake. And hopefully, it'll drum it into my stupid head and I won't make the mistake again. So, somebody has left. A staff member has left, and it's for personal reasons. Nothing that we've done, nothing that they've done. It's for personal circumstances. Obviously, I don't want to go into too much of it because it's not fair. And that's left us. I mean, they've left out the blue. It just all of a sudden we didn't know anything about it, and all of a sudden, bang, something happened, and it was a domino effect, and that affected how much they can give, the time they can give to the company, which 100% totally respect and understand that it's just one of those unfortunate things. It happens in life. But my mistake was that I haven't seen this coming. You should always be looking at where you're vulnerable. Where is your business vulnerable? How can it improve? What if this happened, then if a worst case scenario happened, what would you do? How would you react? And the problem is I wasn't forethinking enough. Now, when you need a new staff member, it's too late. It's too late because you need one. And so everything was running swimmingly, but with the staff members we have, everything was running fantastically well. However, now with one staff member down, then it puts pressure on us. The awards dinner that's coming up, it means that we haven't got somebody to open the site on that day. Angela's on holiday. We're now struggling for her when she's on holiday. And bless her, she said, well, I don't want to cancel my holiday, but I can cancel my holiday. I'm like, oh, no, we don't need you to do that. So it's putting pressure on us. It's putting pressure on Angela. It's putting pressure on the rest of the team. It's putting pressure on Claire because that's my wife. She's got to work more. I don't even have login details, by the way. I don't want to be anybody's solution to the problem. I can't work. I don't even know how to work the computer. I don't know how to work the software. So that's good because I'm not a solution to that problem. And so my problem is really, the rate the company's been growing, I should have got another staff member, a new team member before we needed one. And then if heaven forbid anything happened in life like this has just come out the blue and it's changed their situation, meaning they can't work as much, they can't give as much time, they can't give the time that they was given. And so that's been problematic. So my lesson, my big takeaway is, I was talking to James today and I said, my big takeaway, mate, on this one is I've screwed up. I've let you down. I've let the team down. I've let the company down because everything's your fault. Everything in life that happens to this business is my fault. And so we've been left vulnerable because of a lack of depth of staff. And so I was on the phone to Ollie Dunn today, and he said something today that was brilliant. By the way, Ollie Dunn's a recruitment specialist in the self-storage industry. He is awesome. And he said something today, and I was like, oh, Ollie, that is brilliant. And he said, don't employ out of desperation. Just because you're desperate, don't employ the wrong person. You've got to make sure that you employ the right person for the right reasons. And I was like, oh, Ollie, you are so right. Because at the minute you're thinking, right, they'll do, coming in, you'll do, you do. And that's not the right way. That is 100% not the right way to do it. So Ollie and his team are going to go find an awesome salesperson. And I believe that you've got to pay to get the best. You've got to pay well. And Ollie Dunn says the difference between X amount and Y amount, say it's only £4,000. But he said, you will get a superstar. You will get a killer. And I want a superstar. I want a killer. And it's only £4,000 difference. We get the bottom of a range if we went for that price. And we get a killer if we paid the extra 4,000. And I was like, well, I want a killer. I want a killer. And the way I look at it, the way I think about these things is, how much is a customer worth to you? So a customer, on average, say for us, is worth £1,000. Lifetime value of a customer is around about £1,000 on average. Now, will that killer secure and convert 4 more leads, customers in a year? Of course they bloody will. So why are people scrimping and scraping on staff? Staff are assets, but some, not officially assets on your balance sheet, but I think of them as assets. But so many people think of them as cost and expense. My staff are my assets. And so I want to pay them correctly. And so, yeah, we said to Ollie Dunn, do your thing, mate. Get me a killer. Go and get me a killer. So Ollie Dunn's going out and getting me a killer. If you're in the Hull area, by the way, and you want a job, We're desperate. we are actually desperate. We're not going to hire just for the sake of it, though. Like Ollie said, I'm learning. Yeah, but my big takeaway is that I made a mistake by being too vulnerable, running too much of a lean self-storage company. Our total wage cost is 8% of our revenue, and we're probably too bare to the bones. Not in terms of, we're fine if everything goes all right. When people are on holiday, we still can cover. But if one person leaves, then that was it. We get a little bit wobbly, and we're single manning a lot. Single manning. I feel sorry for the team, because single manning, when you're doing Willoughby, when you're doing Wrexham, when you're doing Beverley, when you're doing Cliff Road, single manning for 4 sites is bloody hard. And there will be a week where we're single manning most days. So that, and there's a time when we can't open as well. So that's my fault. I should have hired before we needed somebody. The company was expanding and going nicely. The revenue was nice. Everything was okay. And it's a good lesson. It's a humbling experience for myself, because I realized I've messed up. I've let the team down, and it won't happen again. So next time, really, instead of just hiring one person here, we really need to be hiring 2 people. So that's interesting, actually. Yeah. I've just had a thought. Wait a second. Why am I just hiring this one person who's gone? I might need another person. Why would I hire just one person? It's ridiculous. I need 2 people. Ollie Dunn, I know you listen to this. It's 2 people we need. 2 people. Because if we just hire one, we're in exactly the same situation. And by the way, it's life. It's not. It could be a family member gets ill, and therefore, say, Angela couldn't work as much, or James couldn't work as much. It could be an accident. Anything could happen that means that somebody can't work as much or can't work at all. And so you've got to be mindful of that. It's nothing to do with people's performances or anything like that. But we've got to be mindful that life happens to people, and therefore their situations and circumstances change. And you've got to remember there's more important things to other people than work. Obviously, it should be one of the last things that we look at, and it's the least important. And so we've got to remember that as well. So that's what's happened this week, and it's unfortunate. I 100% sympathise, and it's just life situations, circumstances have changed me, and this person can no longer work with us, and it's my fault because I've let the team down in terms of not having the enough staff for this solution. So we need to now find more people. And yeah, I'll never be in this situation again. I will make sure that I'll always have not extra staff, but I'll always know that we can cope if one person's away, if one person leaves, and then we can still cope with holidays, etc. All right, my friends. So you live and learn all the time. I did have a different podcast earmarked for this today, but I wanted to get this off my chest because it's an important lesson. It's an important lesson for me anyway. And I feel, I'm not too hard on myself, like beating myself up saying I've failed or anything like that, but I have made a mistake, whether it's a small mistake, big mistake, whatever. It is putting, and I feel sorry for the team because it affects me in terms of a little bit more anxiety around the days when we're single manning, and maybe we miss out on a couple of reservations, but I feel for the team more because it's going to put more pressure on them single manning. It's not nice, and I don't want them to come to work and feel the pressure, feel anxiety, feel always rushed, etc. So that's where I feel like I've let my team down there a little bit. So wanted to share it with you because we all make mistakes, we all live, and we all learn. So just remember, always hire before you need them. If you need somebody, then you're hiring too late. That ship has sailed, and you should have hired before then. And ultimately, the growth, the trajectory that it was on, we could have definitely had somebody else. All right, my friends, there's my learning for the day. I love you, I appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. But no, that's my Motivated Entrepreneurs podcast. I will see you Friday. I'll talk to you then. All right, love you, I appreciate you. Ta-ra.